Peter, it was
I
great
guess
talking
he
to
is.
you.
Yeah, man, keep eating ass, bud.
Yes, on the show. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, eat that ass.
All right, thanks.
Peace,
And
dude.
we have someone who has gotten accused of being autistic, and he wants to know. Hello, Scrub.
Hello.
So,
Scrub.
Scrub, there were people calling you autistic, and you came to know if we agreed with them. I have to say before we do any of this that this is not a professional psychology couch, and that we are on Warski Live, and this is all for entertainment purpose, and the medical opinions that we give have no medical value at all. Are you doing
Yeah,
today, Scrub?
that's smart to say before we started that. Good job.
Thanks.
And
Good
this
all
thing, the
advice.
lawsuits fall down. This host is a genius.
You might fuck this whole thing up. So, all right, just so you all know, what's your thing? Like ass eater, like what?
No,
I'm
this
just-
is Scrub.
I was hoping it was another ass eater. Go ahead.
All right. So first off, my 2D 4D ratio says I'm quite autistic, but I don't know if that's real.
So 2D is a
Anyways.
test you did on the internet. Is that it?
No, it is the length of your fingers, and it actually, what I understand, is pretty high correlation with autism.
Wait, what?
That's real?
Okay, what do you mean?
You can't do it by the sight. It has to be measured. I believe it's the two, and so the pointer and the ring finger. And I remember when I was doing a little bit of research, there is something to that. If you YouTube Simon Baron Cohen, it was one of his videos that I was watching that he was talking about this, and there is, I believe, an asymmetry, if I remember correctly. I may be wrong, but there is something to that asymmetry in those two fingers at a very, very, very small level that correlates with autism.
Never heard about this.
What?
Yeah,
Damn. All right.
crazy.
All right,
Now,
Scrub.
we're not
We're-
going to determine if you're autistic with your fingers.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
Yeah,
Bro? What have you been doing
well-
today?
Today I've been sitting in front of the computer and Discord chatting with people.
So you
For how
like
long?
chatting with people?
Yeah,
Well,
I was probably doing it for quite a few hours.
on the internet or in real life.
Well, in the JF Discord, so
Well, do you ever speak to people in real life, though, is the question.
today no, I didn't. But I normally talk to one or two people.
Okay.
This week, so I got this girl's number. This is what really happened.
Oh, you got a girl.
Oh man, nice.
Yeah, I got a girl. It was pretty impressive.
Nice.
Nice. You gonna eat that ass or?
No, I don't believe in premarital sex.
No, that's not sex. It's just eating ass. It's different. It doesn't count. You're still a virgin. Go ahead.
All right. So, Scrub, do
So-
you have collector behavior? Do you have interest in a particular thing in your life?
Oh, what do you mean?
Well, do you like collecting hockey card? Do you like looking at
I play
statistics of?
RuneScape.
You play RuneScape. Do you play RuneScape at a very heavy, like how many hours per day?
Well, I don't play it much anymore, but I have like 300 days logged in.
That's okay. You're less of a gamer than me.
Wait, what do you play, JF?
Okay.
I play Don't Starve Together.
Really? You play that game? That
Yeah,
doesn't seem like a JF game. All right, cool.
yeah, it is not. That's true. But I'm all about survival and seeing the weakest die.
Okay. Fair enough.
So I mean, if this guy really wants to actually know, I have the DSM in front of me. We could actually just go through the diagnostic criteria.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right,
for
let's
fun.
go.
Okay. So the first is you have persistent deficits in social communication. So I'm gonna name 3 different things, and again, this is not how diagnosis is done. The clinician would talk to you, and then he would make these determinations. If you have this, you don't usually ask the person if they have these problems, but we'll do it for fun. So, do you have deficits in social emotional reciprocity, for example, abnormal social approach and failure of normal back and forth conversation?
Yeah, I don't really like talking to people.
Okay. Reduced sharing of interest, emotions, or affect?
Maybe. Yeah.
Okay, so that's one. All right, the next one. I'm just kind of going over these quickly. Deficits in nonverbal communicative behaviors used for social interaction, ranging, for example, from poorly integrated verbal and nonverbal communication to abnormalities in eye contact and body language. So, does anyone ever tell you like
I
you
can't make eye contact.
Okay, there we go. All right, number 3, deficits in maintaining and understanding relationships, such as difficulties in adjusting behavior to suit various social contexts. Like, can you not be yourself? Like who you are in JF's chat, can you not be that person in real life and be a different
Oh
person?
no, not at all. Unless I'm really, really close to the person, or like extremely tired.
So you can be like, I always call it like the mask on if you need to.
No, I can't.
Okay.
It's like on the internet, it's really easy, but in real life, it's just impossible.
All
Is
right.
it awkward? Is it uncomfortable? You just don't like it?
I don't know. I just like it's like it doesn't happen. I'm just quiet and I just kind of stay on my own. Don't talk to anyone.
Okay. All right. So that was part A, and so again, this is by no means telling you have autism, but you definitely have signs that is an issue. Then, so the next part of this is restricted or repetitive patterns of behavior and interest or activities, kind of what JF was talking about. So, do you have any kind of stereotype repetitive motor movements? So, like using of objects, lining up toys, echolalia, which is like repeating the last word or phrase of what someone has said, or say weird things, like have weird phrases that you say all the time?
Not exactly. Like I have throughout time, and people have like commented on it, but I don't really notice them.
What was an example of that?
Like when I was younger, I used to make this weird noise when I was playing soccer. I would just like make noises on the field, and people were like, "What the fuck's this kid doing?"
Like Ric
It
Flair?
was like a clicking
Like,
or something.
whoa!
So you like click?
Not like a woo, but I'd like click or something with my tongue.
Ugandan knuckles.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so I will say maybe over there. All right, next one would be insistence on sameness and inflexibility to routines. So, are you a very routinized person?
Yeah, I don't really change my routine. I've been trying to lately, but it's a little hard.
And so, if your routine gets fucked up, does it cause you like emotional distress?
Oh yeah, it ruins my whole day.
Okay. All right. So the next is highly restricted or fixated interests that are abnormal in intensity or focus.
Can you say that again?
Yep. Highly restricted or fixated interests that are abnormal in intensity or focus.
Like kind of like having ADD or something?
No, so it would be like kind of just if you're hyper focused on one thing and that's all your attention goes to one thing. So it could be like if it is the political environment on YouTube, if you're saying you're on JS chat all day, if this is like the main focus of your life.
Yeah, I generally just focus on one thing at a time. It's really hard for me to do more than one.
Okay. And then lastly is hyper or hypo reactivity to sensory input. So are you someone that either loves sensory input, needs to touch things, lights all the time, or do you hate lights and people, loud noises, those type of things?
Did you say touch too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't like getting touched at all. Like if someone pokes me on the side, I freak out. I can't be touched.
Okay. I mean, so according to you and your self-report, I mean, you certainly meet the criteria for autism spectrum disorder. And just hearing the way you talk, I wouldn't be surprised by this either. Again, as I always feel it, my always question is, do you feel like this stuff impacts your life in a way that you dislike?
Yeah, I've been trying to overcome it and talk to these Asian cuties, but it's impossible. It's quite a struggle.
Well, my advice:
this guy is not autistic. He's just a Chad in a world of betas. That's why he doesn't want to be touched. He doesn't want to become like the other betas.
People
Yeah, pretty much.
People are claiming. A few people in the chat are saying you may be trolling / lying.
No,
I wish.
This is no base on anything, but I talked to a lot of autistic people, and just kind of the voice pattern even before even telling me things. I again wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, yeah,
Uh,
I've spoken to autistic people and they have that voice pattern. Not trying to be
No,
I
I know.
stutter and I
Yeah, what do
slur
you
my
mean?
words. I'm not saying I'm any better, but you know what I mean.
To be honest, I don't even know what I mean. I've talked to so many people. It's just something in the way that your speech pattern just clicks with me that is a bit, I don't know, just off.
It's like how certain gay people you could tell that they're gay immediately.
Oh, God,
Like,
okay.
hey, how you doing? You're like, and they're like,
bad.
and then a few sentences later, they're like, I'm gay, and I'm like, yeah, I heard hello, and I was hello, yeah, I know. Is that bad to say? Am I a piece of shit? Am I a piece of shit?
no, Andy, you're not good at the work of psychology. I would recommend that you do
Yes.
something else.
I'm not bad.
No, but I will say to Scrub that as Virgil was reading these criteria, first, I would have answered yes to all these questions. And I've never sought the diagnosis of autism, and I would never. Also, I saw like 50 people in the Warski ghetto saying, oh, God, that's me. So this is clearly not it's not something that you should worry about if you don't want it to change. And if you want it to change, even then you could see it as personality traits that you want to work on. And there are various ways to work on personality traits. Going to a psychiatrist and getting a autism diagnosis is only one of them.
Yeah, and just to second that again, like I said before, I did that. This is for fun. If you read the DSM, you will come away with 20 diagnoses that you think that you have. Self-reporting is bad. Fuck Tumblr. Fuck all this self-diagnosis stuff. It's not how you do this. So what we just did again was for fun. That is not how you would give someone a diagnosis. People think there's a lot wrong with them. Those are pretty broad categories, and you need someone to observe you and understand you as a person to be able to say this definitively. But as FJF said, if you can work on certain aspects, if you feel like you want to talk to more people, go out and talk to more people. Your anxiety will reduce over time, and you will get better at it, just like any other skill in life.
All right, do me next. Everyone hit like, by the way, if you're enjoying, hit
So,
like.
Scrub, what are your impressions after this discussion? What do you retain?
That I'm autistic.
I wouldn't retain that.
Because
Because
but that
I
I
would
can
have
work on.
hated that people would have categorized my personality trait in a box. We're all complex beings, and you can do that. But I will tell you in advance, there's no pill for autism. So think twice before you diagnose yourself with autism.
All right, but
Do you play Sonic?
no, I don't play Sonic.
No. Do you
I play
see why
Pokemon.
people love it? Okay, Pokemon, same thing.
Pokemon is a tot.
I'm just kidding. I used to play Pokemon back in the day. Yeah, but
All right, but there's this story that everyone wants me to tell, and I need some help on how I should deal with it
Okay.
from the autism
All right.
experts.
okay.
All right. So Monday, there's this girl in my economics class, and she was talking to me. Or I managed to talk to her Monday, and that was like the first time I've talked to a girl in quite some time. And then Wednesday, I managed to get her number, and then she sent me like a little tilde thing, like the squiggle. So I knew she was interested,
Oh, God, that is good.
but I didn't say anything until the next day because I was autistic. And then I said, "Hey, do you want to go get coffee with me sometime?" With the
Perfect.
sunglasses emoji.
Oh my God.
Oh, not the sunglasses emoji. Oh,
Pull the sunglasses emoji.
we have to
I've
do
not
the
pulled that in 3 years, Andy.
Yeah, I'll do that to like a buddy of mine when it's something stupid, but never a chick. We'll have to do a training how to text women.
Yeah,
Let me tell you,
as a
Andy
man,
has fucked much less women than me, Scrub. And I say, good move.
All right. So the sunglasses was good.
Wait,
It
what?
was good one time. Don't don't like
Don't do-
abuse it, but it was good because
No,
women
man.
like the sun. Women like the idea of gallery posing a little bit, going to take a coffee and being seen downtown, showing boobs a little bit.
But
This
a
is
question,
perfect.
You have to act
You
chill.
brought her in Florida in her mind.
Okay,
and
what
that
was
a
the
good
response?
move.
What was the response?
All right. So she didn't respond, and I was triggered. But then the
How
next
long?
day, she sent me another text and said, "Oh, I didn't realize it didn't send," and sent me proof that it didn't send. And then I was
Wow.
like, "Oh, haha, you were just ignoring me." Played it off. And then she kept doing
Call it.
squiggles for a little while.
Yeah,
But then
Squiggles,
she
what are we
told me
talking
she
about
had a
Squiggles?
Yeah,
boyfriend.
hold up. What the fuck is
Wait,
Squiggles mean?
wait, yeah, Squiggles, and then she had a
Squiggles.
It's like the
boyfriend.
tilde.
What does the tilde key mean though?
Wait,
I
hang
don't
on.
fucking know. That's
Here,
why I'm asking you.
wait, the Squiggles, what does that like? What?
Yeah, I don't know a meaning for the tilde key.
Squiggle means I'm excited and I want sex. No.
That's what I thought.
Oh, I thought we were talking about
I
like
don't
an
know.
emoticon.
It was
it's
like the
squirm.
end of every text.
It's
At the
a
end of
synonym
every-
of squirming.
What? I've never seen this
I've
before.
never heard of this.
Okay, everyone's putting in the chat now. So you put that at the end of your text, and it means you're squirming.
That's what
Yeah,
she
it's-
sent to me.
No,
Did she send you any text before that, and then like that? She's like, hey, I'm just blah blah. I'm watching some Netflix. Squiggle.
Okay, let me put an end to this
No.
part of the
Do it.
discussion, guys, because you guys are all acting like beta cucks. Scrub, whatever she meant by this smiley, the fact that she's saying I to you means
Yeah.
she's interested, all right?
Wait,
So
wait,
you
but
have
wait,
to
she has a
take
boyfriend.
action.
Stop overthinking it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is the thing. Go for it. And if you fuck up, who cares? You're right back by yourself in the bedroom where you are right now. Go for it. Take action. If you don't take action, you will not ever do anything.
Always wait for a response before you text back.
Yes.
Nothing worse than you aren't texted back in like an hour or two, and then you keep adding to your text, and then there's like 5 blue bubbles before the gray, you know?
Don't over display, in other words. And I know that it's emotionally triggering if you don't get an answer for 24 hours, 48 hours, but just see it as a test of your masculinity. You sent a hi, you won't send a second one until she responds.
Yeah.
You should-
Always make it seem like you have 4 other hoes on speed dial. Right.
And you should nowadays. Fuck, dude.
Yeah.
take it. This is
Oh, you have
practice.
to.
So I mean, like,
Yeah.
I think this thing, especially with people that are like socially awkward for whatever reason, not even autism. When you finally get a girl to show you any type of interest, you idealize this person. Don't. It's just
Don't
a
ever
person.
do that.
Don't ever do that.
The moment you do, then you put too much
Well, you become a
energy in
beta
that
cuck.
one person, then you annoy them, and then they're disinterested. Always make it seem like there's a hole around the corner.
How do you practice making eye contact with people?
I've always heard a 3-second rule. Don't look for more than 3 seconds. And you just have to practice looking at people and getting comfortable. And if you have to count it off in your head, look 1, 2, look away, 1, 2, it may be what you have to do. But I mean, I'm eye contact avoidant person in general. Some people won't even notice if you at least you give some eye contact, and so you have to be aware of it.
I used to be really
Personally, I
socially
almost
awkward.
never give eye contact. But if you want to practice, if you think that will improve, you can use a picture on your computer and you practice. Look at her, look away. Look at her, look away. But
He's right.
personally, I never gave a fuck, and I think I've never watched a woman in the eye.
Really?
Yeah,
See, when I met JF, like, yeah, you were very like always looking away and nodding when I was talking and stuff. And like for me, I used to be very, very socially awkward. I'm now the opposite. Eye contact, and then I know when to break and look away. You know, because you know how when you stare at someone's eyes for too long, it like sucks your soul out for a second.
3 seconds.
You feel dizzy.
It's like when I came to Ontario and he saw me and I was like, hi. And I was looking on the ground and he was like, hug, JF.
Yeah,
And he
then I
came to me
hugged
like
you,
a
yeah.
bear. I was like, oh shit, he's gonna hug me.
I'm really talkative too. When I saw Brittany Pettibone's first time I met her, I'm like, what's going on? Like, I'm just so talkative. I just don't shut the fuck up. I don't know. I'm a very social person. Very oh, it's the like I like being alone and doing like playing video games and all that stuff. But then when I'm social, like I switch it. But I like being alone as well. All right. Scrub,
Hey.
are we helping you out at all, or is this too much info?
No. This is great help, and I can like watch it back again. So
As
Yeah.
far as women goes, also,
Is she hot?
they said you should always have O's on the side, and you should see every woman that is a potential failure is a learning experience, and build a machine of repetition.
Yep.
Of okay, I'm gonna try this, doesn't work. All right, I'm gonna try this next time, doesn't work. All right, I'm gonna try this,
Yeah.
and
Use your
the-
autism superpowers and pattern recognition and realize where you fucked up and try not to do it again.
Yeah. Well, and also don't this is the thing I used to fall into all the time. I would have the gut feeling and I could tell that the girl wasn't interested anymore. But like you lie to yourself, like you mask it in your brain and you go, maybe I'm just overthinking it. Go with your gut as well. Like if you feel the disinterest, you feel she's distancing herself or pulling away or being uncomfortable, be very aware of that, because a lot of dudes get enamored with one girl. And this is the problem. You put all your eggs in one basket and then you're fucking devastated. All right.
Yep.
So like you
Yeah.
can't do that. Can't do that. Yeah, man.
all right, well, she's not that hot, but there's this other hot girl in my class that
Uh-oh.
I've been trying to work up to talk
Oh,
to.
there we are. There we go. You're testing.
It's quite this. It's been a semester and like a month, and I've never made eye contact with her except like once, and it's hard.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you ever tried nagging a woman?
What's negging a woman?
So
no, those are high level tactics, Andy.
Yo,
Scrub
I'm
is
a-
not
I'm
ready
a
for
teach
this.
No,
scrub
yeah.
and I'm a
Oh my
I'm
Bad
a teach
idea.
scrub and nagging. All right. Here it is. Okay.
Alright.
A lot of guys do like the overly nice guy routine. Like you're always like, hey, yeah, totally. Oh, yeah. And you're always, yes. You have to not be a dick, but be comfortable with saying, like, being able to make like a joke or just not being always agreeable. And they go,
Oh, I'm
this
a
guy
highly
thinks-"
disagreeable person. Don't worry
No,
about
Andy,
that.
you're
Yo,
giving the wrong
there we
tips
go.
to the wrong person.
No,
I understand
man,
what
this is
you
how I
mean.
roll.
If you're Rouge V, if you're JF, all right, be the asshole and play that game. But you're also gonna attract very weird women, Andy.
No, but I mean, be playful about it. Don't be like, hey, like, you know how like negging in the pickup artist community, they're always just like dicks about it. No, you have to be able to be sarcastic and be able to be open with your humor and be playful. Don't be a dick, but don't be a yes man. Women hate that shit.
Well, I think it's just being confident in who you are, and this is the reality of your situation, man. I'm assuming you're talking about school, so you're young.
Yeah,
If
I'm
you're gonna
20.
yeah, so if you're actually gonna end up with this person, you need to be yourself from the beginning, because you're gonna end up with someone who, even if she's super fucking hot, in a year you're gonna fucking hate her if you are not who you are around her. It happened. I mean, it's happened to me, and you fucking hate yourself for it. So just be yourself. If they don't like you, this was not the person for you. You can have some fun, whatever. But again, don't idealize. Don't
Smash
idealize
it and
this person.
pass. Right, JF?
Yes. All right,
Smash it
Scrub.
and
Did you
pass.
have any concluding comments or questions?
Oh no, I don't. Thanks for letting me on.
It was great talking to you, and we'd like to hear about the results.
Hang on. New fucking super chat. Abaya $000 $10. Don't tell the autistic kid to nag. You're going to see him in the news for pimp slapping in a month.
Yeah, I mean, Andy, you're giving some like really nuanced social advice to the autism. Dangerous shit right there.
Okay, don't
All
nag.
right.
Be a nice guy. I'm sorry. I take it all
Scrub,
back.
thank you so much for coming. It was great, and we'd like to hear the results.
All right, thanks.
Bye bye.
Good luck, man.
Andy,
Love these phone calls.
Andy,
Huh?
my dear Andy, I will now
Well,
coach you.
No,
When
bro.
someone is diagnosed with autism, you don't play third level cognitive games
You
with
said,
them.
well, you know, but
You just
JF,
flew this guy with social stimuli.
Jeff, you
What
just
the
said
fuck are you
that
doing? Andy?
our show isn't a qualifier for diagnoses, so he might
Yeah.
not be autistic.
But you can be understanding that, okay, if I flute this guy with third level cognitive tactics against theory of mind woman who somehow like nagging a little bit, and this guy just admitted that he didn't have much social skills, you may be overpowering it. It's like
Yeah.
explaining nuclear physics to a elementary school student.
Oh, so you're saying like he's gonna walk into school, walk up to that hot chick and be like, "Hey, you cunt."
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. And I'm not even laughing about Scrub. I have the same personality as this guy. Don't tell me to nag a woman because I'm gonna overdo it.
No, I just, when you were telling him this, I'm like, God, he's just gonna go in there and just call her a bitch and just stand there smiling like it's gonna work.
The super chat was real. This is what's gonna happen, and
Making Gadfly, $5. Love you guys. Keep up the great work. I didn't know autistic people could be normal until you guys started talking about it. Yeah, a lot of people just thought like autism, like they have this thing stuck in their mind of like, you know, like oh, it's like beyond.
I mean, you saw the guy who called Scrub. That's a typical autist, very mild. It won't impede on his life, and you talk to thousands of people like this in your life, and you just don't call them autistic. And sometimes it's better that way, also.
Nice guy though, like them.